So pumped for this. This is such a fun topic to talk about. So my name is Brian Freeman. I'm the CEO at Heartbeat.com. We're a marketplace that connects kind of consumers and creators with brands that are looking for content partnerships on Instagram and TikTok. Heartbeat's got a little over 300,000 creators who've signed up. We've created a little over 250,000 pieces of sponsored content since 2017. And there's a lot of fun things you can do in the app. So if you're curious, check it out after the webinar. Just search Heartbeat on the App Store. Can't wait to share. All right. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. And let's dive in. I already covered this content in our first intro. So this is just that snapshot of who and what Heartbeat is. So not going to add anything here. Just going to jump into, so why is TikTok so amazing and why should you be paying attention to it as a marketer? We've covered with Angie some amazing content examples, and I'm going to just touch on some stats. So, and I will say that Heartbeat is partnered with TikTok, and they gave me a lot of these stats. So they they compare themselves a lot to social platforms that are out there. They're pretty proud of them. I would be too. One of them is they're 3.7 times more time spent on the app per day than Instagram, which it's hard to imagine there is that much time in the day, knowing how much time people spend on Instagram, but there's the facts. 64% of TikTok's audience in the US is 18 and over. This is a huge shift from 2018 when TikTok started to convert over that Musical.ly audience, which was very young. The pandemic has exploded TikTok's diversity of age demos in the app. So just a fun little quick anecdote. When the pandemic forced everybody to be home, you had college students coming home and now in the house with their teenage age siblings who are in high school. They got exposed to the application. They started playing around with it. They became addicted. Even parents have become addicted to the app. And it's all kind of due to the amazing power of that For You page, which we're going to touch on today. There is 80+ minutes spent in the app every day on average. That might be something people might say, hey, why are people spending so much time in this app? I think people are looking for fun right now, and it is super fun. 35 to 40% of TikTok's users are not on Instagram and Facebook. And this is kind of one of those mind-blowing stats. This is that hard to reach Gen Z, very discerning for authenticity audience. And then it's got a 60-40 female-male audience. It proves, obviously, a very kind of dual gender appeal. And they just released this stat, 100 million plus users in the US as of August 2020. And then Kyle shared this stat with me, and I quickly updated it before we got going today. In Q1, TikTok was the most downloaded app of all time on the App Store, so even more than Pokemon Go. So we're going to break down what's the difference between Instagram versus TikTok. I know we've got a wide audience on the call today. Some of you guys may not even have gone on the app before, but we're going to break down exactly kind of how these two compare to one another, but not about stats, more about usage. So first off, Instagram's designed to show you content from your friends first. When you open that app, Instagram started as a photo sharing app for friends, and they want to stay true to that. And so this is a key factor for Instagram, and TikTok is not like that. So the homepage, is the people you're following, and discover, where you're looking for people you don't follow, is kind of a distant second. So in the app world, for app developers, what you show people first is what you want them to focus on. And for Instagram, that's that home, primarily friends feed. And then Reels, video, and static content are all right there in the same place. On TikTok, it's not like that. And then virality is driven by others sharing content through links or on their own accounts by screen sharing and cropping, etc., or tagging friends in the comments. This is, in a way, a barrier to individual content going viral on Instagram. And again, Discover's not prioritized in the app the way that your home feed is. The home feed's where they get the most action out of their advertising product. So Discover's just not, it's not naturally flowing into your kind of cycle as you're experiencing media on the application. And then again, on Instagram, they show you more than one piece of content at a time. I call this peekaboo. I don't know if anybody else does, but it keeps you scrolling through the feed. It shows you, hey, there's a little bit more, so just keep scrolling. Okay, so switching to TikTok. So TikTok is optimized around showing you content of people that you are not following. It's about introducing you to new things on a constant basis that match your interests. And we're going to talk about the technology that powers that matching. The home base for TikTok is the For You page, which is a nonstop stream of viral or potentially viral content. The algorithm is for discovering new things on TikTok is just quite frankly much more advanced than Instagram. And that's because ByteDance, that owns TikTok, has a slew of other massive social platforms that are all feeding the same artificial intelligence engine. And which is, you know, if you're following the news and what's happening with TikTok and potential acquisition conversations, that this is playing into it for sure. And then one of the most awesome things about TikTok, I think, is you do not need to be a big star to get big results and big views. And so moving on, I'm going to show you side by side. This is my, don't judge me for not getting all of my notifications done. I just can't keep up. But on the left, we've got Instagram. So we're going to fire up the app. All right, so what do we see? We see a home feed of, oh, great, heartbeat, perfect, liking that. And now you're seeing content, but discover is way over here. You got to click on the magnifying glass. Okay, now I've got to click on something to see full page content. It's totally different than TikTok. So I'm going to fire up TikTok. So just ignore what's going on the left there. Boom, we've got full screen.
Dear diary, my teen.
Her name is Mark.
So as you're scrolling through this, immediately.
So my girlfriend went and bought this.
I can't concentrate with sound going at the same time, and probably you guys can't either. You're immediately grabbed by what's going on that screen. And that's part of the secret of keeping you engaged and getting that 80 minutes of usage every day. So how does this algorithm, this all-seeing AI work? Well, first it starts with something called computer vision. So it's analyzing the content in a video to identify objects, to turn that into a data that a computer can use. So here it can see, this is a girl, she's dancing. She's in front of a house because that's a garage door. You can see she's outside, it's identifying there's a tree there. And because of the natural lighting, she's wearing sneakers, she has socks on, she's wearing shorts. This is all stuff that the AI engine of TikTok can identify. Then it uses something called natural language processing. So that means it's looking at the sounds that are inside of this piece of content, not just the music that's playing, but literally what's going on in this environment. Is there a car horn blaring? Is she singing individually? Is there a conversation going on? Can you hear certain brands being mentioned? And it turns this into a transcript that a computer can use. So the last thing is called metadata. This is information that is consistent on the platform all the time. So the video's name, the sound that's used, the description of the video. So what did the creator put in there in their caption, the hashtags that are used, and what I call post level data. So data that's the same on every post: the likes, the comments, the shares, how many times different elements of the screen were clicked, etc. So let's talk about the For You page funnel. I call it a funnel because it kind of works like a reverse upside down triangle. So the For You page is looking at all of the data that we just looked at, and then matching that to likes, shares, comments, views to completion. And if you're used to going on TikTok, you're seeing a lot of people say, wait for the end, because they know that means that video is going to be circulated further if people are watching all the way to the end. And then of course, how many times the video is replayed by the same viewer. So let's think about this like a funnel. It's got multiple stages. Phase one. All right, small audience is shown the content. This test group is based off of what the For You page thinks you're gonna like based on the data of the post that you've seen in the past that you've viewed to completion and done these other things. And it's gonna show that video to a little audience. It's gonna quickly understand, okay, how many people followed the little steps that we're looking at on our right-hand side? Was it liked, was it shared, was it commented a lot? So then it's gonna show it to similar profiles and widen the net a little bit. How did those people react to it? Now it's gonna widen it a little bit more. So that means the targeting for who's being shown this starts to be distributed. It starts to show it to people who are different than the people who initially engaged with it, and measuring that completion rate. So, and it gets moved up in the higher up in the video queue. So that means if you think about TikTok as 1,000 videos, one behind another, the more powerful videos get kicked to the front of that list because those are going to get seen more before the user quits the session. So the last thing is mass distribution. So this is millions of views. This is also when TikTok's review team gets triggered to start to look at that content to make sure it's might not be violating any copyright law, or that the music being used is being used appropriately. So if you're below that mass distribution phase, you're getting a lot of views, but you're flying a little bit under the radar when it comes to the TikTok team. Major creators start between phase 3 and phase 4. So you have if you're hiring a high-end TikTok creator, you're getting a lot of reach guaranteed. So how do you take advantage of this funnel? So first step is work with a variety of creative talent. So don't try and be so narrow and controlled. You want to try and take advantage of the creative power of all of the different types of creators that are out there. You test small and then scale big quickly before the trend that you're taking advantage of changes and shifts. And it shifts on TikTok almost in 72-hour cycles. So you want to stay flexible with the current trends. And unfortunately, for some of you, this is going to mean using a lot of TikTok so you can be current as a marketer to understand what's hot right now. And that, Angie mentioned this, working with an agency that has dedicated staff who are doing this all day or a huge chunk of their day so that they can create wins for you is extremely helpful if you don't have the time or energy to do this yourself. But the For You page is constantly evolving. So the tips and tricks that worked in July might not work in September. So it's kind of up to you to stay current with that stuff if you're going to be managing these things on your own. You also want to measure the right things. So on a creator's account, look at the important metrics like views and shares and engagements, and then look for creative match, not just follower size, because you can have an amazing, massive creator promoting your brand and it's just a weird fit and it doesn't really go anywhere. So I want to show you guys an example piece of content from one of our recent campaigns. This post went live in the beginning of August for one of our smaller brands. And it got 307,000 views off of someone with 60,000 followers. So again, we're not talking billions of views here. We're talking micro scale, but this was part of a campaign with 25 of these creators. So we achieved a dollar CPM and a 2-cent cost per view. A 2-cent cost per view with the targeted audience is very competitive to the best YouTube buyer. A dollar CPM is just unheard of in creative media where it's unique user-generated content. That's the power of TikTok. So
Hi guys, welcome back to another day in my life. So I got up, got ready, did my skincare. A couple of you guys were asking about it. It's literally all CeraVe. And sunscreen, I've been slacking lately. Sunscreen's so important. So I made coffee and ate breakfast, got ready for my workout, headed there, picked up Chloe on the way. It was really hard to burn like 700 calories, I think. Crazy good workout. And then I dropped her off, went to Mod Pizza with my friend Josh. Haven't seen him in so long. Then went to Best Buy and like little errands. And then I went home, worked on my college essay for so long, literally like 5 hours, then took a shower. And then my henna freckle kit came in the mail. I was so excited. I first practiced the different dots that I wanted, and then I applied it to my face. So it's super easy to use, and it's safe for your skin, so don't worry. And if you guys want to get it, click the link in my bio and use my code Quinlan20 for a discount on your order. You have to wait at least 2 hours, a minimum of 2 hours. You can wait longer if you want the dots darker. So I set my timer and ate dinner while I was waiting, took it off with a paper towel and the coconut oil that it comes with, and it continues to develop after you take it off. So this is just a few hours later. You'll see in the next clip. Then it went to bed. Hi guys.
All right. So, so what do we just see here? Her feed is full of her day, and she has tons of views on that kind of content, and that's how she's built her following. So this content felt natural to the type of content she always posts. It wasn't immediate in-your-face brand recommendation. It wasn't a, hey guys, I'm sponsored by Me Henna right now, and I just want you guys to know all about these freckles, because that would have been disruptive to what her viewers came here to see. And that kind of creative freedom and partnership is key on TikTok. That's the difference between a static image on Instagram where an influencer is holding up a product and then describing it in the caption, to integrating this naturally into video content that these people edit and produce themselves. And this piece of content took hours to edit in a literal day to make. And I think that that's something that has to be noted when considering pay rates on TikTok. So the product wasn't overhyped. It demonstrated a realistic everyday application. Popular hashtags were used, hashtag FYP, hashtag workout, as well as the brand specific tags. And then I'm just pulling a couple comments out of this. People were saying that I want to get these henna freckles. I already have freckles and I still want to use this. I love it. Where do I get it? And then the creator got in there and responded to all of these comments. So there are like 200 or something comments on this post. That creator engagement is so key because it means that she really believes in the product that she's promoting. This is, again, just an example to show you guys. So very quickly, I'm going to breeze through this because I know I'm getting low on time. Heartbeat's algorithm builds pay rates based off of a tiny version of what TikTok's own AI does. So we look at followers, views, likes, comments, and shares. And then we look at that on an average for the follower count and try and see where this person's fitting in terms of excellence. Are they way outside of the norm? Are they on the low end of the norm? And then we build a price point for that person. And it might be 15 bucks or it might be $10,000, depending on how powerful that person's audience is engaged and how big it is. So a couple example pay rates. These are some real Heartbeat creators. Anna Harakate, 74,000 followers. She's going to fall in between $250 and $350, which is what the creator from our example fell into. Susanna Pellier, she's between 500 and 700 bucks. She's in that kind of micro influencer category, 283,000 followers with almost 5 million likes on her account. And then somebody larger who's got their own custom manager on our platform, we go and do direct relationship building with those managers to establish a price point. And that way we can scale it along with you as a partner so you don't have to be doing all this one-to-one on your own. And that's kind of what Heartbeat's accomplishing for you. It's simplifying building out one of these campaigns at scale. So I am going to kill it there so that we